boy OMD Dex 300, and this is the Corner Store Podcast. We are live, Granada Hills Recreation Center. We're outside today. It's finally getting cooler. It's finally getting cooler. Fall is actually here. The leaves are turning colors. They're all over the place. It's cool. It's a nice breeze, even in the San Fernando Valley. What's happening, y'all? Thank you for being here. This is episode 128, I believe. At least that's what I put up there. And to date, and I have to thank you guys for this, to date, Corner Store Television on YouTube has now reached almost 12,000 subs, 12,000 subscribers. Give yourself a hand. Give Corner Store Television a hand. I appreciate all the support and all the love. I've been doing these stories lately with hip hop indications on them and things of that nature. And yo, it's been going over real well, you guys. It's been going over real well. I couldn't be more happy with the success of Corner Store Television. As we're sitting here speaking right now, I'm actually sending out the link for the show to other people. So bear with me as I'm talking, because this show's subject matter is very near and dear to my heart. What we're talking about today is raccoons. As you can see, my hat. And the raccoons are people who happen to be Black Americans like myself, who are voting for a vile, disgusting liar. This dude is a habitual liar. He does not, it's crazy. It is absolutely insane to think that Black people, are going to vote against themselves or vote against their own interests and vote for a man who they know is not going to do anything for them to help them. Now we have to discuss this. We have to discuss this because to me, it's important that we get it out in the world that our own people would like to see us not prosper. Somebody that looks just like you would vote against their own interests for the simple fact that this man, when he was in office, told them to put his name on a stimulus check. And for the life of me, that little $1,200 has changed every Black belief, Black opinion against the Democratic Party because they felt like Donald Trump having that check signed. Instead of what Joe Biden and any other president has done, which is have the Treasury Secretary sign the check, Trump made sure it's a psychological game that he's playing on us or playing on them, because I see through all of the BS that this man has been putting out. There's no way in hell. Now, first off, I was really keen on not voting for either party. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been putting that out on my podcast that both sides are full of crap, and I still believe that. But I do believe one thing: I'm not gonna vote or have this guy end up winning just so he can give police full immunity and impunity to do what they want to everybody. And that's not just the Black people. You know, we're gonna catch the most hell if he gets in the office when it comes to the police. But he's talking about doing that to everybody. So if a white person steps out of line and their family member gets killed, the cop won't have nothing happen to him. Not a thing. So we got to understand this, folks. We got to understand, whether you like Kamala Harris, not Kamala, for all you goons out there who would call this woman out of her name. They went so far as to say that she has pimp handlers at his latest farewell Madison Square Garden gathering of BS bullshit weirdos They went off on that woman, calling her every name, calling her whore, calling her all kind of stuff, without actually calling her the N word. I don't know why they just gonna go ahead and say what they really feel. They've said everything else. It amazes me. It amazes me what's going on out here, and that's the reason why I'm having this show. That the people would actually sit there, black people would actually sit there with all of the things they're saying about this woman. You would actually sit there, whether you believe she's black or not. She has brown skin, even if she is from has Indian descent or whatever. Let's just say she was a full Pakistani or a full Indian. Let's say that's the case. The way they're talking about her is inhuman. She deserves more respect than that. I don't care if she was a prosecutor in California. They're all lawyers. They're all ex-businessmen. They all don't care about us, but at least it'll be some type of a change that I think this government should even explore a change where you put a woman in there just to see what she can do. That's another thing about this whole race. There's so many people against the fact that she's a woman. It'll be the first time a woman's president. Forget the fact that she's a black woman. It'll be the first time a woman's president. That's what a lot of these men are against. I don't give a damn about that. Can't she do the fucking job? They said the on the other side of the spectrum, they say she can't talk. She can't put a word together. Are you insane? This woman was a valedictorian. This woman graduated with honors from her university, went on to law school, something that Trump could never say he did. Everything dude has ever had has been inherited or given to him. And he summarily goes out there and loses it. Ask yourself, why would a businessman put the name of his company or his organization or his last name on a helicopter? Why does he have to broadcast that's who he is all over the place? Other billionaires don't do that. Richard Branson owns an airlines. He didn't call it Branson Airlines. He called it Virgin Airlines, which is one of the companies, one of many companies this man owns. You know what? I think Trump, for all the black people out there, you raccoons out there that would jump on that bandwagon, he's feeding your ego and your bravado. That's the reason why he came out with those tennis shoes that didn't make a damn dollar, by the way. He thought that if he came up with some gold tennis shoes, this is how much he thinks of you and your intelligence. He thinks that if he could come out with some tennis shoes with the Trump name on them, black people like tennis shoes. When we come out with some tennis shoes, we'll win their vote. He actually thought that. Ask yourself, are you that person? Are you that gullible? As I stated before, I wasn't going to vote. I wasn't. I believe it should be more than a two-party system. I believe it should be more than two. I should believe the Black Panthers tried to start up a party. They turned them into a bunch of anti-American militants and killed them and jailed them all because they didn't want another party, not only a party of people that look like me and black Americans, they didn't want a third party, period, because it would mess up the powers that be or the norms that they have put in place. And that's facts. I'm still sending out the link to everybody. Hopefully everybody's seen it seen the link on Instagram. I have 2 people on the live right now. Thank y'all for being here. I surely appreciate it. It is a God-driven thing that people actually sit here and listen to me and hear the guests that I've had on the show. So please like, subscribe, and comment as much as you can right here on the live. I see you. I think my nephew's on here, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sitting real close to it, but there's a little glare and I can't actually see all the comments. But thank y'all so much for being here. Please spread the word if you can. Make a link of the live show that we're doing right now and send that out to family and friends, because this is a real serious subject we're talking about right here, and very important and near and dear to my heart. If you haven't went out and voted, please go out and vote. If you haven't registered, go register and go vote. I was dead set against voting. I ain't gonna lie. I was against it. But I'm gonna be honest with you right now. After hearing all the bullshit that's been said the last month, it changed my opinion about voting. I definitely had to cast my vote, especially since the ballot came in the mail. They already knew that I was a registered voter and had voted in previous elections. But I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with y'all and tell y'all why I had fell unenamored with the fact of voting. When I voted for Joe Biden 4 years ago, and they promised us if they got the Senate and they got the House of Representatives and the presidency, if they got hold of all three, majority in both the House and in the Congress, that they would do some things for us. They didn't. That blew me away. It broke my heart. It broke my spirit. Now, I've often said on my podcast that if you're sitting there relying on who's president or any of that stuff to change your life, you're crazy. And I still agree with that thought. But what I mean by that is the president, whoever that is, whether it's Kamala Harris, Barack, Trump, whatever, they can only do so much or put so much in place to where it can help you. They can only do so much. You have to help yourself. You got to go out there, figure out what you need to do for you, what you want to do in life, and be happy in that choice. And also achieve your wealth so you can make determinations on who and where you're going to live, how you're going to raise your kids, what area they're going to go to school in. You have to make your wealth yourself so you can make choices for you. But you still cannot have a leader that's running a country that's creating things that's going to block you from getting to your bag. So when I did vote for Biden and they didn't move the needle at all, Kamala Harris was vice president. Some of the things that some of those other congressmen and senators was trying to block, congressmen and senators that was on the Democratic side, mind you, the things they was trying to block, Kamala Harris as the VP could have used the filibuster and got those things passed, and they didn't do it. The only thing he filibustered, I believe, was to have a stimulus check sent to us the first year or two when he was in office. This was right after COVID. That's all he did. To me, that's one of the saddest things that happened during the Biden presidency. And that's what made me unenamored with voting. That's what made me feel like nothing or nobody can save you when it comes to government. You have to save yourself. That's true. You have to find out what you love out here. And when I mean find out what you love, you have to take that love or whatever it is, and you have to monetize it. You have to. That's the only way you're going to get what you need, is off the sweat and brow of your own self. Once you find that, once you see that, once you grab that, who's president, who's your congressman, who's your city councilman, who's your mayor, it won't matter because you'll be making your own policy in your own home. And that's true, whether you want to believe it or not. But I still say you need to, this election is important because it's going to send a message to all these racists, these lowbrow racists, and all these people out here who think they can say and do whatever they want. Here just recently, a man, I forget what city it was in, I don't have my notes, shot a black man because he moved in next door to him and started to do work in his yard, cutting his grass, chopping down trees. And the white guy, let me tell you something, when these people are mad at a minority, whatever, if it's a Hispanic or a black person moving into the neighborhood, it has nothing to do with what the work they're doing. It has nothing to do with the patios they're constructing. It has nothing to do with new lights that they may put up. It has everything to do with you move next door to them. That's all it's about. That's all it's about. And so they could summarily execute us and nothing's happened to them. Some of them have been arrested. Some of them have been jailed, put in the prison for 30 years. But guys like Kyle Rittenhouse, or the I forget the dang Zimmerman or Zimmerman who murdered a kid in cold blood. These people are not in prison, and majority of the cops who kill black people, they don't go to jail or get any kind of recompense for their crimes against humanity. You let Trump get into that office, and I think black people will actually be out there being hunted. Will actually be what I'm going to paraphrase a statement and a documentary by the comedian, the great comedian, um, what's his name? D.L. Hughley, who had a documentary on HBO uh, that was called Black People in America Are an Endangered Species. And we most certainly are. You let Trump get in that office, it'll be open season on black people everywhere you go, especially in certain states. In Mississippi, if Trump wins, you can bet that they'll be trying to kill as many black people as they can. Best believe it. Southern states. So I'm going to tell you right now, for those black people who are working against their own kind, working against their own kind to put that man in office, you need your asses whooped. You do. Just like I said, I didn't want to vote, but I felt I had to. I don't know. That ballot came in the mail and I looked at it and I was like, Dex, you are obligated. You are obligated, not because of fallen people who have died for the rights to us to vote. That's part of it. We're at a time right now, if you let this man get into that office and lie like he's been lying, hell, he just came out. Tony, at that last little Madison Square Garden gathering they just had a few days ago, there's a roast comedian named Tony Hinchcliffe or Hindscliffe or whatever the hell his name is. This man went absolutely nuts, calling Puerto Rico an island of trash, saying he had a black friend that this Halloween they were carving watermelons together. You gonna vote for somebody that would have somebody say all of them, and then they come out and they say, well, what did I do? What did I do? That's just jokes. People can't take a joke. That's your truly how you feel and what you think of us, bro. What the hell you talking about? That's a joke. Even it was a joke. It's a fun. There is such a thing called a joke in poor fucking taste. There's certain things. Would you go to a senior citizen home and do a stand-up comedy set where you say, "Oh shit, I hope you guys don't laugh so hard your pacemakers stop"? That's called a joke in poor fucking taste, and that's the absolute truth. Let me know what you think about what I'm saying right now. I got one person on the live now. I just got two people on the live, and I've been talking about this raccoon syndrome that we have in the black community, which is the saddest damn thing I've ever seen. That people would actually be working against their own interests and voting in somebody who absolutely does not respect, like, or could care if you lived or died. And that's the honest God truth. I've seen it all along, but I see it now more than I ever saw it. It's as clear as a pane glass window and you're watching the street as the cars go by. You can see it perfectly. It's sad, man. And there's so many black people that's a friend of mine. I will leave him nameless. I love you, dog. I'm gonna leave you nameless. I'm not gonna put you out on blast because it ain't even worth that because you the homie and you feel the way you feel. He told me when Trump was in office, he did better than he ever did. He has kids and he got that child tax credit, which wasn't a Trump administration thing. You might think it was, but everything that Trump lived off of during his administration was Democratic policies. He never changed Obamacare. He said he did, but they never touched it. Obamacare has saved plenty of people. Bro never touched it. And to prove that, Mike Johnson, the majority leader, just came out and said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna reconfigure the current medical out there. We're gonna get rid of Obamacare." So that meant that he'd been riding off Obamacare the whole time he was in office. He never touched it. You hear what he said? He says, "Oh, we're working on some things. We're thinking about some concepts." Concepts of what? What the fuck are you talking about? He's full of shit. Y'all can't see that? It's crazy. It's fucking insane. It's fucking insane. I've never seen people. They have a meme going of John Amos. A meme is out there. Go look it. You'll find it. There's a meme of John Amos playing a grown-up Kunta Kinte, which they changed his name from Kunta Kinte to Toby. And he's begging his master, not, "Master, please, Toby be a good nigga. Toby be a good nigga. Please don't send me away." People have been using that meme and putting pictures up of people who are Trump supporters, and it is totally apropos. I totally get with it, and I totally agree with them using that meme to subscribe. Got a bunch of squirrels out here rolling around. They look kind of wild. To describe the raccoons, and I'm gonna wear this hat proudly. I'm not one of these people, but I wear this hat, and when I see one, I point at the hat and I point at them. And I think the hat's cool too. But yeah, all you people out there, man, who would get down with him, you crazy. You're absolutely insane. He is not going to create a policy, one, that is going to help you. Not one. And even if you did get something from it, it won't be worth the paper or the bill that it's been signed on by him. And that's the absolute truth. Because let me try to tilt this up a minute a little bit, because I think the sun is like kind of blocking me. I could take the hat off, but I'm getting a lot of shade. I think the sun's gonna be right over here in a minute. Let me know if you can see my face, y'all, if it's bright enough. Because there's a little bit of shadowing right here. It's kind of hard to see. I'm looking at it myself and I can't really see my face all the time. So let me know if that's something you can't see. But yeah, man. Oh man, I just thought about something. I just fucking thought about something that I have to do. God damn it. God damn it. It's a personal thing. It just crossed my mind. I just realized that I have to do this. Fuck. It's something I got to do. Somebody help me out, bless me to be able to take care of something, and I just realized I got to get them back, and I hate to think about shit like that. But anyway, it just ran across my mind, and I guess I'll be doing that versus taking care of some other shit that I got to take care of. But it is what it is. Uh, that's another reason why you got to get your shit together so you can be able to take out all your obligations, especially when somebody bless you with something. Anyway, with that said, if you happen to be somebody that supports Donald Trump, I don't hate you, I don't dislike you, but I am worried about you, because that tells me that something in your life is going on to where you feel like you have to stand in alliance with somebody who truly doesn't give a shit about you. Now, what I'm going to say in regards to Kamala Harris, or the way she talks, it definitely seems like she's the type of person who wants you to win. She definitely seems like that type of person. She wants you to win, for sure. Is that rhetoric or is that BS? I don't know. But I can tell you one thing. I'd rather somebody talk about wanting to help the American people versus saying he wants to do all this and that, but yet and still, he's a complete and utter terrible person. We know Donald Trump has talked about grabbing women's private parts. Uh, He basically has essayed women. He's sexually assaulted women, and he's probably gonna answer for that, if not in this life, in the next. But truth be told, I believe, I believe Kamala Harris. I believe she's gonna try her best to do what she can for not only black people, for the American people. I really believe that. Now, I didn't believe that before. I didn't. I felt her being a prosecutor, which most remember now. Most ex presidents were ex lawyers. Some prosecutors, some of them were defense attorneys. I probably believe a defense attorney would want you to succeed more than a prosecutor would, for some reason. But see, if you don't know, if you don't know how that works, a lot of new attorneys usually work in the criminal courts as prosecutors, and then they turn into defense attorneys. So they know both sides of the coin. They do. They know both sides of the coin for sure. I just can't believe. I just can't believe that there are so many black people that will vote against their own interests. It saddens me. It makes me feel like we're at a real impasse in the world, in the United States of America, which is the only place that we have until you make your fortune and decide you want to live abroad somewhere. It costs money to live in other countries, but not as much as here. But it will also cost you a shitload of money to be able to pack all your stuff up and move to Thailand or Singapore or the continent of Africa and several, I heard that the Africans in Africa don't even want American blacks to move to Africa. I heard when you do move there that they charge you more than they would charge anybody who's actually a native African. So they don't even want you there. So you're gonna have to make it in the United States of America. Once you make your fortune here, you can do whatever the hell you want, but you gotta figure it out here in America. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if you help elect a guy like Trump, your chances of making your fortune has just you just triple made it harder. You triply made it harder. You might not even be able to drive your van if you got a t-shirt company to drop off t-shirts to the stores. Because driving while black will be almost illegal if that man becomes president. He's gonna give impunity to the cops to kill you or to pull you over because they think they're suspicious of you. He's gonna make that something that they can do. So I'm gonna tell y'all right now, and that's what this episode 128 is all about. It's about you raccoons out there that will vote against your own interests. You go ahead and you do that. And I guarantee you, if he does happen to get in office, I'm gonna make it regardless of what y'all do. You're gonna make it harder on us, you're gonna make it harder on yourself, but I'm still gonna make it because I got God behind me. But I guarantee you, after those 4 years are up, you're gonna feel like a complete and utter fool. A complete and utter fool. Yo, hey, listen to me. This is my heartfelt, feelings. I love every single one of y'all, even if you are not the smartest or the ripest fruit on the tree. Vote your conscience. Vote your conscience and know that if you put the right person in office, not only will you feel better about yourself, you'll go out there and grind and grind and grind and get your fetty, fall in love with your passion and make that your fortune. And you go out there and make policy for yourself. But don't vote against your own people and your own self and put a guy like Trump in office, or help put a guy like Trump in office, just so you can be not only disappointed and maybe lose a relative or a family member because you decided to let somebody run that office that's going to give impunity to a. I'm going to guarantee you, all the police departments across the nation, there are more assholes in that organization, in the police's organization, in every town and city across America than there are good cops. Even there's even black ones who hate themselves and hate what they look like in the morning. When they put that badge on, as far as they're concerned, they're as white as their partner is. That will kill you, maim you, send you to jail, and add charges that you resisted when you were trying to cover up and they were beating you with flashlights and batons. Just remember that. Episode 128, Raccoons, get the fuck out of here. November 5th, get out there. Vote. I'm sorry to say, vote for Kamala Harris because she's the only thing that's separating you and all of the bullshit out there. Hey, it's your boy OMB Dex 300. This has been the Corner Store Podcast, episode 128. Remember to like, subscribe, and send this shit to the next man and the next woman so they know I love y'all. You know what I'm saying? And we out.
Now you're listening to Prime Stars.